I am so looking forward to my next babysitting gig. I hope I get to babysit other kids for a change. I am already getting tired of babysitting that twerp, Timmy Turner. And I swear, if someone exposes what I've done whenever I babysit Timmy, then they're going to be in so much trouble. Oh, I hope this is a call for a babysitting gig. Vicky's fun-horrific babysitting service. This is Vicky speaking. How may I help you?
Hi Vicky, my name is Sarah Bates and I'm looking for a babysitter to look after my sweet daughter Riley. I was personally recommended by Mr. and Mrs. Turner, Timmy Turner's parents.
Really? Mr. and Mrs. Turner recommended me to you? That's nice.
So, are you willing to be Riley's babysitter?
Of course. Here at Vicky's fun-horrific babysitting service, we're committed providing good service to all our clients. Your daughter will be in good hands with me.
Great. So, are you willing to come over at around 4 p.m.?
Absolutely. I look forward to meeting you and your daughter.
Good. Well, see you soon. Bye.
See you later, Mrs. Bates. Yay. I get to babysit another kid. Thank God for that. I thought I was going to babysit Timmy again. Time to get ready and head to the Bates' house.
Well, Vicky, I'm glad you're here to babysit Riley. Her regular babysitter wasn't available as she was busy studying for her algebra exam.
I see. And Mr. and Mrs. Bates, I assure you that Riley will be in good hands with me.
I'm happy to hear that. Now, Markus and I will be off to the movies and we'll be back at around 8 p.m.
Take care, Mom and Dad.
Have fun at the movies, you two. All right, you can go to your room and pick a nice board game for us to play.
Okay, Vicky.
Okay, time to create a mess in this house and blame it on Riley. I got this baseball bat here. Now let's start. This is just the beginning. Let's continue to trash this house.
What happened here?
Oh, a tornado flew by.
Oh yeah, sure, a tornado flew by. I knew it's you who did this.
Yes, I did it. And if you even say one word about this, then I'll make you regret it.
Newsflash. I'm not scared of you because my former twin sisters, Kylie and Ashley, and the International Terrors have done more terrible things than you would, especially during Halloween 2023.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, why don't we play the board game you picked out for us?
Sure. Let's go to my room and play some Monopoly.
Sure, I guess.
What the hell? What happened here? Why does it look like a tornado passed through here?
Not to mention, the kitchen looked like a mess. Is there something you two have to say?
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Bates, it was Riley. She threw a temper tantrum and messed up the house after I told her she couldn't watch her favorite TV show. I told her nicely the reason she couldn't watch her favorite TV show is because she has to do her homework. But she refused to listen and instead, made this mess.
Mom and Dad, I swear. I didn't do any of this.
Riley, I am in a loss of words. I thought you would be better than your former twin sisters. How could you disobey your babysitter and cause a mess in this house?
Mr. and Mrs. Bates, please punish your daughter. Thanks to her, I'll not be able to sleep well tonight.
Don't worry, Vicky. We'll ground Riley after you leave. By the way, we left your payment at the side table near the front door.
Great. Okay, I'll get going now. And Riley, you better hope when I get to babysit you again, you'll be on your best behavior.
So Mom and Dad, do we have enough evidence to expose Vicky for her actions?
Yes, we do, Riley. We saw through the cameras that Vicky was the one responsible for trashing our house.
And we know that you're not responsible for this mess. We said all that just to make Vicky happy.
We'll make sure to save all the camera footage so that we can prove to Vicky's parents and Timmy's parents that Vicky is not who she claims to be. We'll also warn other parents to avoid babysitters like her.
Well, I'm just glad that we have proof that Vicky is nice when the parents are around and cruel and sadistic when they're away.
You got that right, Riley. Now, you head up to your room while your mom and I clean up this mess that Vicky made.
Okay, Mom and Dad.
Do I have to seriously clean the bathroom? My parents told you it's your job?
Yes, you do. When your parents told me the chores that had to be done around the house, they lied when they said I had to do them. They actually want you to do them.
No, they said you have to do the chores, not me.
Listen here, you twerp. I don't want to have to argue with you about this. Either you do the chores or else I'll call your parents and have them ground you for a long time.
Okay. I'll do the chores, starting with cleaning the bathroom.
Good. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's a new episode of High Heels High I need to watch.
Well, I better not waste any more time and start getting the chores done.
So Abigail, after being babysat by Vicky, is it true that she's as bad as other kids claim her to be?
Yes, she is. She made me do the chores that Mom and Dad told her to do and threatened to call them if I don't comply.
Well, after we reviewed the camera footage, we can definitely confirm that Vicky is innocent and sweet when we're around and mean and evil when we're away.
This makes me wonder why Vicky is still a babysitter and why Timmy's parents didn't call out her bad behavior.
I've heard Timmy's parents are unaware about Vicky's antics and that they don't pay much attention to Timmy's well-being. In fact, if Vicky is not available to babysit Timmy, then they'll hire a much worse babysitter.
Poor Timmy. No wonder he needs Cosmo and Wanda.
Timmy's parents are examples of people who disgust me. How could they not care about his well-being?
Yay. Parents should care about their children's well-being. What Timmy's parents are doing is unacceptable.
I hope one day, Timmy's parents and Vicky will get karma for what they've done. However, without them around, there's a risk that Timmy will lose his fairy godparents.
Yeah. Whoever decides to take the initiative to expose Timmy's parents and Vicky must be really careful.
After many days of babysitting kids, I definitely deserve a day off from those bratty kids.
Pardon me, ma'am, but are you Vicky the babysitter?
Yes I am. Is there a problem, officer?
Yes, there is. You're under arrest for child abuse, damaging property, and fraud. In addition, we've received reports about you manipulating parents into believing you're a sweet babysitter, and once the parents leave, you're evil and sadistic.
Hey, I never abused children in my life. Those people that reported me to you just wanted to cause drama in my life. So, if you'll excuse me, I have a day of relaxation to attend to.
Your day of relaxation will be in a jail cell, so stop resisting and come with me to the police car.
Ugh, fine. I can't believe I got exposed for what I've done during my babysitter gigs. Once I get out of jail, I'll get my revenge on those people who exposed me.
Well, Vicky, it's about time. You think you would get away with your actions by fooling everyone into thinking you're a sweet babysitter when in reality, you're mean and evil.
Was that twerp Timmy Turner one of the people that reported me to the police?
Unfortunately, we aren't allowed to disclose that information. Now, your trial will be held tomorrow to determine your jail sentence.
By the way, have my parents been notified about this?
Yes, they have, but they're extremely livid about what you've done. In fact, they have something important to tell you after your trial.
Something important? Can you tell me what it is?
Well, all I can say is that it's not going to be great. Now, I shall leave you to reflect on your actions.
Oh great. Now I'm really scared about my trial.
Good afternoon. I'm Judge Ryan McPherson, presiding over the 15th Judicial Circuit Court. We're here in the case of Vicky the babysitter. Vicky, you've been charged for the following crimes: child abuse, property damage, and fraud. Today's trial will determine your future. The first person I'd like to call up to the stand is Markus Bates, whose daughter was babysat by Vicky.
Vicky has got to be one of the most manipulative and evil babysitters I've came across in my entire life. I mean, she tells the parents that she's so sweet and innocent, and once the parents leave, she exposes her true self. Not long ago, my wife and I hired Vicky to babysit our daughter, Riley. While we're away, Vicky trashed our house and had the audacity to place the blame on Riley. This shows that she can get away with her actions. Thankfully, we have footage from our security cameras that confirm what Vicky did. Vicky, whatever jail sentence you end up getting, I'll see to it that you really learn from this experience and hopefully improve yourself for the better. That's all I have to say.
Thank you for your testimony, Mr. Bates. Before we break for recess, everyone will have a chance to watch the footage from your security cameras. You may now take your seat. Next person I'd like to call up to the stand is Amanda Bradshaw, whose daughter was also babysat by Vicky.
Vicky is one of the most sadistic human beings I came across in my entire life. She claims to be a sweet babysitter, but that's far from the truth. When I hired Vicky to babysit my daughter Abigail, she made her do the chores that were meant for her. That clearly shows that she's lazy. I've heard she has been doing this for years and no one even noticed nor said anything about it. Not even her parents. Vicky, when you're behind bars, you'll really understand that you won't get away with your actions. Let's hope the long jail sentence will teach you a lesson. That's my testimony.
Thank you, Mrs. Bradshaw, for your testimony. You may now be seated. I now call up Maggie Winter, who hired Vicky to babysit her stepdaughter.
I don't know where to start with this poor excuse of a babysitter. One time, I hired Vicky to babysit my stepdaughter, Vanessa, thinking she would be a responsible babysitter. But no, she's the complete opposite. What she has done gave Vanessa nightmares for days. Not only did she create a big mess in our house, but she also made her watch a horror film. Even though what Vicky has done isn't as bad as what my ex-sons, Landon and Clint, have done, it still causes a lot of concern. I do hope Vicky will get a long jail sentence. And if she's lucky to be granted parole, then I should see to it that she never works as a babysitter ever again. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mrs. Winter, for your testimony. You may now return to your seat. The next person I'd like to call up to the stand is Brandon Becker, who hired Vicky to babysit his two kids.
Vicky. Words can describe how livid I am at you. I hired you to babysit my kids, April and David, while my wife, my stepdaughter Madison, and I went out. We would expect you to take good care of our kids. But no, you had to go all out and make a mess in our house and blame it all on April and David. In addition, you forced them to watch a scary movie that's not for kids. As a result, they had nightmares for days. You're supposed to take care of kids, not torment them. Like what my ex-wife Maggie said, your actions aren't as bad as what our ex-sons, Landon and Clint, had done. However, this still causes concern. Vicky, if you end up getting a long jail sentence, I see to it that you really reflect on your actions and see how they're hurting others, especially the kids you babysat. And if you're lucky to get parole, then I hope you will not continue babysitting kids. That's my testimony.
Thank you for your testimony, Mr. Becker. You may now return to your seat. Okay, jury, do you have a verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you find the defendant?
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of child abuse, property damage, and fraud.
The jury's verdict has been reached. Vicky the babysitter, you've been found guilty of child abuse, property damage, and fraud. Given all the evidence and testimonies, I sentence you to life in prison with the possibility of parole. Vicky, your actions disgust me. I can't believe you would act nice when a child's parents are around and mean and sadistic when they're away. Officers, please take this poor excuse of a babysitter back to her jail cell.
Okay, Vicky, time for you to come with us to your jail cell.
Well, Vicky, after years of your shady babysitting schemes, you finally got what you deserved. You would have gotten life in prison without parole, but given that the crimes you committed aren't too severe, consider yourself lucky that there's a possibility for parole. Your chance of parole will be determined by factors like good behavior in jail and a willingness to reform. Now, I shall be on my way as I really don't want to look at you for another minute. And you have two visitors that need to speak to you.
Oh great. I wonder who could it be?
Young lady, you're in a ton of trouble.
Hi Mom, hi Dad. Nice day, isn't it?
Don't act so innocent. Vicky, your father and I can't believe you would trick parents into thinking you're a sweet and caring babysitter, and when the parents leave, you show your true colors.
Why on earth would you be doing that? What you're doing is taking advantage of people. We never raised you to be a con artist or a fraudster.
Oh, and several people told us you've been tormenting Timmy for years, and they've shown proof of you doing so. In addition, you manipulated Timmy's parents to the point that they didn't realize how evil you truly are. Why? Just why?
And let's not forget how you always mistreated your sister, Tootie. You're the eldest child in the family, and you're supposed to be a role model to her and treat her with respect. In fact, today before your trial, she came forward and told us the many horrible things you did to her, including giving her Swirly on one of her birthdays.
You know what? That's it. Your father and I are about to say something important, so listen carefully.
And what's the important thing you wanted to say to me?
That is of today, January 25th, 2025, you are hereby disowned from our family. We can't bear to see our family name get further ruined by your actions.
Yeah. And if you think we're joking, we're not. We're being serious about this. You're no longer part of our family, and that is final.
What? No. Please. Don't disown me. I promise to be a better person.
Well, it's too late for that. You should have thought about that before you went ahead and tormented Timmy and the other kids you babysat. You're getting disowned, and that's final.
And as of today, we never, and I repeat, never want to see you ever again. If you're lucky to get parole, don't bother coming anywhere near us, because if you do, it'll be the biggest mistake you'll ever make.
Now, we're leaving to let you suffer behind bars. So, goodbye forever, Vicky. Hope we'll never see you again.
Man, I am not sure how we'll break the news to Tootie, but I'm sure she'll understand.
This is just great. I thought I would be able to get away with my actions, but thanks to those meddling idiots, I am now in jail and disowned from my family. Never in my life would I expect my actions to lead me getting disowned. Looks like my life is in ruins going forward.